In today's video, I am talking all about the Colorescience Sunforgettable Total Protection Face Shield Flex Sunscreen. This has SPF 50. This is a tinted sunscreen, or like a sunscreen that's supposed to adjust into your skin tone and be a match. So I'm gonna talk about all that. I'm gonna do a demo, give you all the details about this, and then of course give you my overall thoughts. So if that interests you and you're not already subscribed, I would absolutely love it if you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, but let's get right into the video. So let's start off with all the details. So this is described as a lightweight mineral sunscreen with tinted color coverage that immediately evens the skin tone for a flawless look. It's a hydrating, antioxidant rich all mineral formula that is powered by their patented EnviroScreen technology, which means comprehensive defense against UVA, UVB, blue light, pollution, and infrared radiation, combined with advanced antioxidants and nourishing hydrating ingredients for long-term skin health. So Flex features innovative iron oxide pigments that bloom in your fingertips to deliver tone-adapting buildable color coverage with a demi-matte finish. So this is available in 4 shades. So it says they are 4 uniquely flexible shades, each ideal for a broad range of skin tones and undertones, safe for all skin types, including sensitive. And they say that if you are not sure between 2 shades, they recommend getting the lighter one. So the whole idea of this is that it is supposed to adjust to your skin tone, and even though they only have 4 shades, they say that each of the shades is supposed to work for a range of shades within that category, if that makes sense. So the shades that they have are fair, which is the one that I have today, and I'm going to show you. They also have medium, tan, and deep. So that is definitely a question of do each of the shades really work for a range of skin tones within that category, such as the fair category, the medium category, the tan category, and the deep category. I'll let you know a little bit more of my thoughts about that when I do the demo. But what really stood out to me about this is that is a tinted mineral formula. I personally only like to use mineral sunscreens. I just find that chemical sunscreens don't work great for my skin, and I personally just don't prefer those chemical ingredients for sunscreens. So I prefer mineral sunscreens. So that's what stood out to me about this, and the fact that it was like color adjusting definitely intrigued me as well. But let's talk about the price. So this is $54 and you get 1.8 fluid ounces. So definitely on the pricier side, but I feel like it's supposed to be kind of like a more unique sunscreen and a mineral sunscreen. So I feel like if it's a mineral sunscreen that I love, then I feel like it would be something that I would be worth spending the money on. Also, I did receive this as a gift from the brand, but this video is not sponsored, meaning I'm not being paid to make this video. They don't even know that I'm making this video. Who knows if they'll even see this video, but point is, I'm not being paid to make this video. But regardless, opinions are always going to be my own. Let's go ahead and just apply this onto the skin now. Sometimes I would just apply this to my hands, like I'll apply 3 lines on my fingers and then apply it. But just for the purpose of this video, I want to just kind of show it like this. So as you can see, very white, but as you blend it out, it's going to start changing color. And again, this is the fair shade. So look at my skin tone and then the tone of this. So now it's changing into the actual shade that it's gonna be. I feel like it's pretty close to my natural skin tone. And again, they say that this is supposed to be flexible for a range of skin colors within that category. So the fair category, this is definitely very workable within the fair category for me. Like at first I thought like, oh, maybe the shade comes out a little bit too light on me, but actually I feel like it works quite well and really blends in with my skin very well. So this shade definitely works well for me. I'm curious if I could get away with using the medium shade too, maybe during the summer, but the shade fair definitely works very well for me. So if you have a similar skin tone to me, I think this would work for you. I'm kind of curious if it's really flexible as far as the shade range goes, like depending on like what undertone you have and all that stuff. That's something I'm curious about, but it does work for me. I'm just curious if it really would work for everybody. Like for example, in the fair range, would this shade actually work for everybody? I don't know, but I can just tell you my experience and that the shade does work for me. But then also, how does this feel? So this definitely feels like really moisturizing going on. I can definitely feel like I have a product on. I don't think it feels like super lightweight, but it also doesn't feel super heavy. It feels very moisturizing. Honestly, it's not like overly heavy where it would make me not want to wear this. I do like how it feels. It feels great, especially for the colder weather when my skin is more dry. It's very moisturizing, so I personally like that. Now, they say that this does kind of settle into a demi-matte finish. And to me, I don't really think I found that it really has a demi-matte finish. I don't even think it's really close to matte at all. Personally, for me, I do have combination skin, so I don't even have like super oily skin. But as you can see, it looks really dewy. Obviously, once this absorbs into my skin more, it will settle in more where it doesn't look quite as dewy, but I still find it kind of has more of a dewy finish than a demi-matte finish, at least for me. But as you can see, it does blend into my skin very, very well, and this is going to even out the skin tone a little bit. Like, for example, I have some post-acne marks and a little bit of redness. Definitely helps to kind of reduce redness a little bit with that little bit of a tint that it has. And then it also kind of, ew, I have like hair in my mouth. You know, evens out some of the dark spots that I have, so they're not quite as obvious. However, it doesn't like completely cover up the dark spots that I have, but I do think it is really, really nice how it just evens out the skin tone. Doesn't feel like I have like super heavy makeup on. I feel like it really pretty much does look like my skin. Like, definitely looks like I have a product on because of how dewy my skin looks. But it does look really, really beautiful on the skin. I personally love the finish. I love dewy finishes. If you don't like dewy finishes, you might not love it. However, take into consideration your skin type. Maybe you have dry skin. Maybe it wouldn't look quite as shiny or dewy on you. But for my combination skin, I find that it gives a little bit of a dewy finish. And then even once it settles, I feel like I can still definitely kind of see a little bit of dewiness poking through. Kind of just looks glowy, and I really like it. I do normally like to set it with a powder though. For example, I love setting it with like the Kosas Cloud Set powder, and then I'll just like set the T-zone so it's not quite as dewy looking, and just to make sure that my skin doesn't look like super oily throughout the day. But as far as the coverage that it gives, not like super intense coverage. Really is, you know, of course it's a tinted sunscreen. It's not supposed to give a intense amount of coverage, just even out the skin tone a little bit, and then protect your skin from the sun. I really do like this. I think it looks really beautiful on the skin. My skin looks nice and healthy and glowy, and it doesn't feel super heavy. It's not like super lightweight. Like, for example, the Summer Fridays sunscreen, their mineral milk sunscreen. This one's, I feel like, more lightweight feeling on the skin. However, this isn't like heavy to the point where I'm like, I feel like I have a really heavy product on my face. Like, it feels comfortable on my skin, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I think that the shade works great for me, so I'm a fan of this. I do wish it was a little bit more on the affordable side, but for a tinted sunscreen that is mineral based, that I like, $58 is something I would spend every once in a while to get a good tinted sunscreen that I really like, because this really just looks like your skin too. Like, you could just wear this instead of makeup. That's something that I use this for, is when I just want a little bit of coverage without actually like applying a foundation or anything. I really haven't worn foundation in a long time because of tinted sunscreens, and this one is just really, really nice for that no makeup, or just you want a little bit of something going on, and of course also getting that sun protection. This is something that I have been reaching for quite a bit. I do really, really like it, and it's a beautiful sunscreen. So if you want a good tinted mineral sunscreen, I would definitely think this is worth looking into, maybe giving it a try. I personally really, really like this, and I could definitely see myself purchasing this when I do run out, because I really like it, and it's definitely becoming a favorite tinted sunscreen of mine for sure. It is really, really beautiful. Of course, as always, look at the ingredient list, see if you're good with the ingredients that are in here. This does have niacinamide in here, as well as vitamin B3. They do mention that if you have a known allergy to niacinamide, or you suspect that you might be allergic, to do a patch test before you apply this all over your face, and you can do the patch test on your forearm or your neck area before fully using the product. So that's just something to note. So always look at the ingredients, make sure they are ingredients that you personally feel comfortable with, or that you know are just fine for you. There are a few ingredients in here that I'm not like a huge fan of. Like, they have maltodextrin in here, which I don't like to eat food with maltodextrin, so I don't really know what kind of effect this has in like skincare product really. I would need to look into the ingredient a little bit more to know why it would be put in a sunscreen like this, a skincare product like this. If you know why, let me know in the comments. I'd love to learn. There also are a few forms of PEG in here, so that's normally an ingredient I kind of like to avoid. Just a personal preference, but just always look at the ingredients, see if you're comfortable with the ingredients that are in there, and then you can decide based on things like that as well. But if you like how it looks and you think that you might be interested in it, make sure to check it out. I will have this sunscreen listed and linked in the description box below. I don't know if there's a discount code for it. Definitely check on their website if there's a discount, but if there is a discount that I can find, I'll make sure to put it in the description box below as well for you guys. But if you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to help answer any questions that you might have. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And if you would like to see even more content from me in the future, I would absolutely love it if you would go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you for my next video.